How does one comprehend the meaning of existence? While there isn't one definitive answer, that doesn't mean there's no answer at all. A man can cross a lifetime without ever finding meaning, yet still feel the weight of its absence. For Professor Ripley, this absence of meaning drives him to find an answer. It is simply something he must do.
In recent times, my worldview has grown darker. Knowing life is meaningless, I feel compelled to resist, to stand, and deny the reality that is the void. But can I find meaning where there is none? Before me lie two paths, opposed yet bound together. One is worn smooth by repetition, its end certain, its meaning exhausted. The other rejects my understanding. Intangible, it is tempting by its refusal to explain itself. Perhaps in that refusal lies the only truth worth following.
In Professor Ripley's view, the notion of a spiritual salvation, let alone a physical one as taught by the world's religions, is mere hypothesis.
Age has stripped away my faith in gods. Like the ruins of their temples, they no longer speak. And yet I grieve, not for the gods, but for the loss of belief itself. Who or what stands in judgment? Have not justice, morality, and purpose, once firm beneath our feet, been rendered meaningless and without place by a state of unbelief? In the absence of their call to order, the silence of the void is deafening. Perhaps only the dead are truly immortal. But that is a nuanced statement, since immortality means to live and not die. In an attempt to explain the absurdity of existence, Camus gave us Sisyphus, forever pushing the boulder, knowing it will fall again. But is this not the fate of us all? Yet Camus imagined Sisyphus happy, but I somehow doubt that. Like Sisyphus, I return to the foot of the hill, condemned not by gods, but by the quiet logic of existence, to begin again. And what about these people? Will I suffer the same fate as them? Meanwhile, life goes on, unrelenting its pursuit of meaning. If life is pointless, should I suicide or have a cup of coffee instead. Albert Camus would surely have suggested the latter. A cup of coffee can be meaningful, if we choose to make it so. If there is no preordained pathway to meaning, then it must be created spontaneously and by application of faith. This leads me to a curious question. Am I nothing more than I choose to become? Sartre would say yes. Camus would agree, saying,
"You are your choices, and with defiance you must face the void."
As I continue to walk the city streets, the lively distractions on offer provide no lasting answer to the question of life's meaning and purpose. And so I keep walking and keep asking questions. Here I sit and view life through the bottom of a shot glass. Yet rather than clear the mind, the alcohol serves to reduce my collective thoughts to a pointless abstraction. Where is the freedom in that? Camus wrote,
The only way to deal with an unfree world is to become so absolutely free that your very existence is an act of rebellion.
All the world's a stage, wrote Shakespeare. We each have an unscripted entrance and exit. According to the nihilist viewpoint, our birth isn't significant, neither is our death. We are merely players. My entire life I have denied who I really am. What I have become is an actor playing a part, although I would like to believe otherwise.
Another day, and for Professor Ripley, despair returns. But with its return, is there an opportunity to break the cycle and find meaning?
Perhaps life is just a gamble after all, our fate decided by an indifferent toss of a coin.
As Professor Ripley traverses the city, he finds himself detached from a system where the blind lead the blind into oblivion. Like the people around him, Professor Ripley is ever moving, but never reaching his desired destination. No closer to an answer, Professor Ripley seeks a moment's refuge, alone with his thoughts.
What I desire above all is hope. Hope that the void of non-existence popularized by existentialism is not the sum of all things. Perhaps hope is not found, but forged in every choice, in every act of defiance. A simple act of kindness in an indifferent world might give me pause to reconsider my beliefs, but it's not very likely.
Yet even as Professor Ripley contemplates the kindness of one individual, he finds it is simply not enough to quell the voices inside his head that speak of the absurd, pointless, and meaninglessness of existence. Finally, Professor Ripley faces the reality of the grave, the fate of us all.
Religion, existentialism, humanism, or the myriad of other philosophies and sciences have failed to answer the question of life's meaning. An empty void is all that remains. If this is logically true, then by extension, existential philosophy must be true. To believe otherwise would only serve to deny the facts. Wandering among the tombstones, they are cold and silent, each an epitaph paying tribute to lives now lost to our conscious reality. In a grim game of chance, our lives are revealed through a series of arbitrary moments. Because of this, I am reminded of Sisyphus, the eternal captive of the absurd. Like him, each day I shoulder my burden, desperately seeking change, only to begin over and over in a relentless cycle. I sense a dark kinship with Sisyphus, since I too share his continual struggle, a life shaped by fleeting experiences, preserved only in memory. To live, then, is to confront the absurd, to find meaning in the struggle, and embrace those fleeting moments, even if, at the end, there is no meaning at all. Where are the prophets and teachers now? I'll tell you, buried with their truths. Time passes them by, as it will to all of us. It marches on, watching us vanish as if we were never here.
Professor Ripley attempted to live a life with meaning, but in the end, he only found it by denying its very existence.